Welcome back, everybody. Obviously, we are not in the game room, nor are we in the studio today. This is kind of my podcast corner that I use for live streams or podcasts or VO. You know, it's a spare bedroom in my house. So this one's going to be a pretty quick one. Occasionally, I'll just find something and I'll give it to you. And that doesn't take a whole lot of time. And I like doing stuff like that where I just run across something that I didn't expect to find, or sometimes it's I found something that I really have been looking for, but sometimes I'll just put something up on the internet and give it to you, and there you go. And that's the case today. So I wouldn't consider this video part of my cycle that I'm now trying to do, a bi-weekly video release. This is just kind of a one-off that I wanted to put out there as soon as I could. So this right here is a style guide for the original Pokemon television series, the U.S. television series. So you're probably wondering what this kind of thing would be used for. Well, let me tell you. Generally, a document like this would be supplied to trusted partners of, in this case, Nintendo or the Pokemon Company or Game Freak or whoever was running it at the time. Trusted partners of the brand prior to the release so that they could work on the product if they were somehow related to the television show, or they had merch that they were making, or in this case, likely it was somehow tied to Nintendo Power Magazine, because that's the source that I got this from, was a Nintendo Power Magazine source. So anyway, it's kind of a lighter document that kind of gives you the top line of the key components and key characters of the show. So that basically that ahead of the show's launch, that these companies could work on product for the show. So when some of you think about style guide, you're probably thinking about an internal document that's used for animation or making sure that the artists get character poses right, that kind of thing. This is less of that kind of a style guide. This is more of an external tool for licensors or trusted partners to make sure that they know what's going on with the product before it ships. And I mean, I'm sure some of you are saying, well, okay, who cares? That's not interesting. But it is interesting because there are some differences in this manual than what actually was put in the television show. For one thing, that logo. That is a localized version of the Japanese Pokemon logo, which is crazy. But more interesting, there's some name changes here. The one I mentioned at the top of the show here, Casey, is Ash. Look at that right there. Whoop. Wah. Wah. So, real quick, says, Story's hero, Casey, is very cheerful and energetic. His goal is to become the world's greatest Pokemon trainer and receive the title of Pokemon Master. Although he has yet to develop a great knowledge of Pokemons, he has a thirst for knowledge and is eager to learn. Casey's adventure begins in his hometown. Let's see, what other interesting things? Oh, how about Professor Oak's grandson, Bailey? He is the grandson of Professor Oak, and in his own right, an elite Pokemon trainer. His status as a trainer has given him a great deal of confidence. However, at times his arrogance is almost intolerable. It seems like he is always a step ahead of Casey, and truth be told, is Casey's biggest rival. Moving on to Team Rocket, how about Kojiro and Musashi? I believe those are the actual, direct translations of Team Rocket's Japanese names. Kojiro, he is the son of a wealthy family. And has been friends with Musashi before they became partners on Team Rocket. Kojiro and Musashi's task is to locate as many rare Pokemon as possible for the leader of Team Rocket. Pikachu, being a very rare Pokemon, is a valuable prize to Kojiro, and Musashi must obtain it at any cost, even if that means confronting Casey and his friends. So, as it goes through, not only are the name differences here, but also there's a ton of different Pokemon names as you go through. There's just a lot of differently named Pokemons, and that that in itself is kind of interesting. Some of these names aren't going to be new to us. The Pokemon names in particular, I know at one point there were some like early stickers that got sent out to press that had these names as part of that package. But certainly I think on paper, this is the first time that we've heard Ash referred to as Casey. And I don't think I've ever heard Professor Oak's grandson being referred to as Bailey before. And so rather than try to flip through this, I'm gonna scan it and I'm just gonna put it in the comments and y'all can look at it at your leisure. I will be watermarking this, and let me take a second here to talk about watermarks and why I do them. When, because sometimes I'll like scan original art or something, that never gets watermarked because there is a very clear difference between a printed copy of a painting and the actual painting. But when I call these photocopied originals, because it is the original document, but it is a photocopy, making it very easy to reproduce. And while I am a historian and an archivist, I'm also a collector. I also understand monetary markets, and I just, frankly, am not going to be responsible for creating a counterfeit market on something very easily reproduced, especially in an environment where now booster boxes for the original Pokemon game are going for like hundreds of thousands of dollars, you crazy people. So I am going to watermark it, put, copy across it so that you can read it and you can print it and you can do whatever you want with it, but it will be very clear that it is not the original copy because as far as I know, this is the only one we found of this. But yeah, link in the description to check out the document in all of its glory, and certainly for this one, I mean, come on, guys, I'm giving you something for free here. I think you can like and subscribe, huh? So yeah, that's about it. Enjoy it. That's all I gotta say. Happy hunting.